Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we're taking a deeper dive into our thoughts about David and Madison.
Listen here, it's laundry day. I don't have my black sweater today, so I'm a little out of uniform. But I want to talk about Madison and David on Married at First Sight. I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. I just want to go over the scene to basically just build out the scene a little bit. Right, Blair?
Okay.
So, of course, Madison, she's going through the episode, which I do not understand, trying to get pity for her basically cheating with another castmate's spouse, right? I don't understand it. I'm like, hey, what you was doing was wrong. That's why you was sneaking at 4 o'clock in the morning. That's why you was lying. I don't understand why not just standing in it, stand 10 toes down, and you're wrong. You know what I mean? Especially don't go around seeking pity. So eventually, after she's making all these diary cams talking about hopefully people will see my side and basically feel sorry for me because I'm a white lady and people should feel sorry for me. They meet in front of the experts, right? One thing you do not want to do in front of the experts is play matchmaker in front of the experts because they don't want to admit whenever they matchmake wrong, right? So they took it upon themselves, David and Madison, to be like, let's correct what y'all did wrong, right? In that moment, Pastor Kyle decides to be like, oh, y'all like each other? First of all, Madison's only into white men. Wait a minute now, right? Whole time he's showing us the flashbacks. He's telling David, if she would have saw you on the street, she wouldn't even talk to you because you are a person of color, right? And I'm like, Pastor Kyle, this is a wild ride we on right now, but I'm enjoying it. You get what I'm saying? And then whole time we know what David like. David wants a blonde with blue eyes, and I don't even know if Madison is that, right? So they are with each other, even though they are not each other's type. Right? Now, as audience, we want to believe because of how they got together. Juan said this in the kitchen at the retreat house, that how they got together, that they started their relationship on bad foundation. It's hard to build on because they lied, they wasn't honest, and that how can they trust each other because y'all lied. You get what I'm saying? It's not built on trust. And we want to believe that bad things happen to bad people, right? That's what we want to believe because we believe, hey, we're good people. So good things supposed to happen to us while bad things supposed to happen to bad people. But I live in the real world, right? Some of y'all are married to the person that you was cheating with. You get what I'm saying? That's just the facts, right? And I'm not judging you. I'm really not. And I'm really here to really want to deep dive and want to have a discussion with my wife and with you all with the question, could it work? Could David and Madison work? I understand that they are not each other's type, especially Pastor Cal wanted to hammer that home, right? Y'all are not each other's type. If y'all was on the street without this process, she wouldn't even stop to speak to you. But the bottom line is they are together. Even today, even a year after filming, they are still together. In some reality, Blair, do you see this relationship working?
I see it working, but I don't see it working long term.
Help me.
The reason is I think that there was a lot of excitement as far as them hiding and sneaking around and sending secret texts that made the bond and the relationship feel forbidden, which for some people can make things feel fun. So I think that was part of it, as well as them not having really great situations with their spouses in the process. So that's one thing that drove them together. But it doesn't necessarily mean those are the types of things that will sustain or keep people together.
Yeah.
Especially when I look at David and the concerns that Michelle has, I don't see how Madison wouldn't have those same concerns for a partner when it comes to financial stability and responsibility, his maturity level. I think Madison does lack some maturity, and that's how she found herself in this position. But I think that as she gets older, she might require more of him. Yeah. And I don't know if he would be able to meet where she wants him to be by the time she's 36 because she's 29. And Michelle was what, like 37 or something like that? 38?
I think she's 2 years older, probably 38, 39.
Yeah. So there's like a 10-year age gap darn near between Michelle and Madison. And I think her wants and likes as a 29-year-old will be vastly different by the time she nears David's age.
Yeah.
And if David is at his peak in life right now, I think that won't be enough for Madison. And the reason why I kind of put it on Madison is because she talks about how successful she is, how much of a hard worker she is, how she doesn't rely on her looks because she's so doggone fine, and all this type of stuff. So I think that it's fun right now, and David is probably, someone she can go out with, have a good time with, all those types of things. But I wonder, as she gets older, will her wants and values start to change?
Yeah.
So, and I feel like David, I think he's happy with where he's at, and if he doesn't have a woman pushing him, I don't see him pushing himself.
Yeah,
so
I would agree with most of what you said. I want to revisit a comment about Alan, about why Alan ignored the signs that was right in front of his face. Even he admitted it. This is not me being mean. I know some people felt like I was being a little too harsh on Alan, and that's fine. But Alan said it out his own mouth that he saw the signs and he ignored them intentionally, right? And hoping that a gamble, you know what I mean, that things would change. Because I do think there is something to, he got the nice car and he wants the nice looking girl in the car, in the relationship and things like that. To Alan, Madison is a dime piece. You get what I'm saying? I'm not in that community. You get what I'm saying? So like Madison's not my cup of tea. Okay. Right? If Pastor Kyle was to pull up my video, he would be like, name all the white women you dated, Chris. And I'll be like, I have not dated any white women. You caught me red-handed, right? So I have to respect the fact that someone believes Madison is beautiful and that she is a trophy to somebody. That's what Alan wanted, right? But I will say this to your analysis to push back. Madison already makes all the money. She makes more money than Michelle, right? So when it comes to finances or stability, that's something that she can be 100% secure in because she's like, I got the money, right? All I want is the fun time. I already do all the hard work and things of that nature, showing up to work. I'm already in this high position by family or like by whatever. I want to be able to put my hair down whenever I'm not at work and just have a equal partner when it comes to someone who just view me as like, let's go out and just have a ball. You get what I'm saying? Not someone that puts me on a pedestal or things of that nature. So in some way, even though David, in my eyes, right, still live with his mother. I don't know if he lived with his mother today, but I'm talking about based off the information we have on the show. If he still live with his mother and Madison is able to basically be like, you know what, I'm going to help build you to where you can have your own. If that's the only stumbling block in their relationship, I'm like, that's an easy fix.
And I will say, her being the age that she's at, she's probably is willing to build with someone at this stage. By the time she's 37, 38, she probably would want you to have built a little bit of something for yourself.
Maybe.
So I can see that. But I also think that with David, I think that when it comes to his living situation and just kind of going into the basement, nothing against his parents. I don't even know how often they be down there. But that does not look like a well-kept place.
Talk about
his living.
Talk about his space.
Yeah, his living space. Like, it looks very like college kid. Everything's kind of thrown in the corner and things aren't really put together well. And I guess all these types of things, if Madison really does love and care for him, those are things that she'll be willing to deal with or work on with him. 100%. And it won't be things that would really tear them apart in a relationship. But I don't know, just the simple fact that she's talked about that she's had partners in the past that she did not prioritize, and that she didn't prioritize Alan in this process of really trying to spend time with him. It's just hard for me to see her pouring that much into somebody. So
I think this is a fun relationship, but I don't want to completely ignore the fact that it's not going to work because they are not each other's types. Some of us are with people who are not our types, or we are with people who we did not expect to fall in love with. That's nothing against the person, but it's just like, yo, I caught a vibe with you. Like, you're a good person. Sometimes I got out of my own way and out of my own standard. The funny thing that comes to mind, that I don't know how old y'all are. I know a good number of y'all are older than me, but there was a show on MTV, or it was VH1, to where Chili from TLC was trying to date.
Okay.
Chili was trying to find a man, but she couldn't find a man because she had a list of 30 things that, like, if there was one thing on that list that you did not match with, you was not qualified to date her at all, right? And when I say one thing, at the end of the show, she did not get a man, right? And I'm like, okay, so let's not act like because they are not each other's type that, like, love can't be there, right? We live in the real world. Also, I want to point out that how they got together, even though it's foul, even though it's wrong, even though it's nasty, there is a community within themselves to where they could be like, look, we are all we got.
Yeah, us against the world.
It's us against the world. And I'm the type of person, I'm competitive. So I'm like, I will show y'all that I will be with this person. You get what I'm saying? Especially if I like them. So I don't want to just dismiss the fact that, oh, it's not going to last because of how they cheated and how they lied and how they're not each other's type and how, you know, Madison not into people of color. Thank you, Pastor Kyle, right? But there is something to us against the world, and that is enough to put a battery in your back to make you be like, you know what? I'm willing to try. Now, I don't understand why she wouldn't try with Alan. You get what I'm saying? Maybe there's things about Alan or just things about Madison that just didn't make it work. But I have to admit, I've seen this play out in the real world. I've seen this play out, like, in person, to where y'all didn't get together on like correctly. You get what I'm saying? And they are married with kids today.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely
You know what I mean?
does happen. So, I mean, I'm not going to say how they got together is going to be a reason for their downfall.
Yeah.
But I think it can definitely be reason for hurdles in their relationship.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, with David talking about that he's going out to get coffee with women that he dated in the past and all these types of things. So I'm just kind of like, I just don't know how serious this relationship is going to be. And I talked a lot about how David may not be good for Madison as time goes on, but I'll kind of flip it to kind of my thoughts about how Madison might not be what David's looking for.
Yeah.
I think that and this is clearly all speculation.
Help me.
But I think that when a guy like David is dating a girl, like, and she's a good time, they like to go out, they like to go to the bar and all these types of things, that's fun for the moment. But as time goes on, the guy tends to be like, why are you out all the time? Because y'all aren't necessarily going out together anymore. Like, she needs some time away from you. Or you're always with your friends, you're not with me. And it's just kind of like, he becomes the Allen in the situation because the more serious the relationship gets and the way that Madison has seemed to handle conflict in the past, she runs. And so when she gets that urge to run, is she actually going to sit down and try to talk to and work things out with David?
That's a good
point. Or is
point.
she going to get the heat on her neck and need to go out and party and be all out all night with her friends? And David's like, can I meet up with you at Velvet Taco? And she's like, not tonight. You can't come. So those are the things that are just like, they're issues that they already have independently, and they were an escape for each other during this process. But when things get too hard for them in their relationship, I can't help but imagine that they're going to need an escape from each other as well. Especially Madison.
Listen here.
When it gets too hot in the kitchen, the girl leave the house for days.
If y'all got together based off of vibes, I would say that's more of a bad foundation than lying. Right? Because trust me, there's someone funnier than you. Because right now, David is cool being David. But you brought up a good point about what happened when David becomes Alan.
Right.
And now y'all in a committed relationship. And now, you know what, David, you're not as funny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The vibes is, now it's a little too serious for me. You get what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden, you're Alan sleeping on the couch while she's over there press the reset on the whole process of her wanting to have fun. I'm not saying it happened. I'm not saying that it will happen with these two, but we seen that in the real world too.
Yeah.
To where people will become what they like they will become what they think they are not capable of becoming.
Like folks who have like mistresses, like, oh, the mistress is fun and all
Yeah.
these types of things, but you actually left your wife for the mistress, and now the mistress has expectations.
Oh yeah.
Now you need a mistress for the mistress.
Yes. Yes. And now I have a whole sister wife community going on here.
Exactly.
No, this is a good point. But I just want to know, what do y'all think, right? Outside of our self-righteousness, outside of putting us on a pedestal of, oh no, it's not gonna work because they cheated and how they got together, because like I said, I know some real couples who are together today and they cheated on their spouses, or like they cheated on their boyfriend,
And
girlfriend.
it works out sometimes.
And it works out. It's not, listen, it's grimy, as Carla would say.
Yeah.
But it's the real world. You get what I'm saying? So let us know what you think. Do y'all see this still going on? Is marriage the goal? I don't even know if marriage the goal. I think David said that marriage the goal, because David always comes off of, whenever he's talking to someone who is like an expert or things of that, he always come off as this, it's like a student to a teacher. I don't even know if he really wants to marry Madison, but I think he felt like that is the right answer that would get them out of whatever they was in.
Right.
So I don't even know if marriage is the goal, but today in 2025, they are still together. And my question to y'all is, do y'all see it happening? What are the stumbling blocks outside of the cheating, of how it started? I like what Blair said about, hey, David may turn into Alan if he really falls in love with her. You get what I'm saying? Because love come with expectations. Love don't come with flowers all the time. Love don't come with candy. Love don't come with I love you all the time. Love comes with, okay, I need this from you.
I
get what I'm
need you
saying?
to be home.
Yes. Let's start with that. Let us know what you think in the comments. We will be back with another deep dive after this week's episode of Married at First Sight. Subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. We see y'all.
Bye.